And the Boo Birds have now officially crept into Citifield for Francisco Lindor. And I will ask the question, if there's only 7,000 or 8,000 people allowed into Citifield, where are all the Met fans at? Good afternoon, Evan. How are you today, kid?
Yeah, you're really starting off like a douche today. Good.
Not at all.
Good.
Not at all, sir.
Let's get right into it.
I watched both games last night. We'll start with the Mets.
Yes.
Who was pitching for the Red Sox last night? A young Roger Clemens?
That would be Garrett Richards, who they make look like Cy Young in his prime.
Garrett Richards has an ERA of infinity coming into the game last night.
6.48, but okay.
The New York Mets scored a single run. One run.
They also struck out 10 times.
And they struck out 10 times. And Lindor gets booed coming up in the 8th inning.
Yep.
I made it, listen, what's going on? What's going on? And by the way, I watched the game last night.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to you could hear the crowd.
Yeah.
And you could see what's going on there.
A lot of Red Sox fans.
There were as many Red Sox fans in that stadium last night as New York Met fans. So unless all of you sold your tickets for some kind of profit, where was everybody?
Well, that's what I did. Is there something wrong with that?
Yes.
I sold my tickets last night. Is that okay?
Yeah,
I'm a damn season ticket holder.
Did you sell to a Red Sox fan?
I have no idea who
you
bought
did it
the
online
tickets.
or something?
Yeah, I went on StubHub and I sold them. And look, that's the answer. We live in a world now in which when you play a geographic rival, it's like when the Mets were in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I was down there.
That's right.
Okay, and there were a lot of Met fans down there. It is what it is. It's a rare opportunity if you're a Red Sox fan to go to Citifield. You only play the Mets once every 3 years. I know they played last year, but that was a fluke.
But you would have thought with only 8,000 tickets and the fact the Mets have not played a lot of games this year.
No, you'd think wrong.
Here was a chance to see the Mets play.
No, you'd think wrong.
I guess Met fans don't care about the Mets.
Oh, give me a break. When the Yankees play the Red Sox, you don't think there'll be Red Sox fans at Yankee
Stadium? A handful, not a lot.
When the Yankees play the Orioles, like they are, you didn't hear Yankee fans down in Baltimore?
Well, Yankee fans travel well, as you know.
Red Sox fans don't?
Better than Met fans.
Red Sox fans are an enormous group, and I don't mean in girth. There's a lot of Red Sox fans. But don't try to nitpick things that don't actually annoy me. What annoys me is something you already said. And that's the fact that nobody could hit Garrett Richards outside of Jeff McNeil hitting that bomb of a home run.
Right.
And the Met offense has been putrid. Let's call it like it is. They're scoring like 3.15 runs per game, which is horrible. Makes the Yankees look like murderers row. They waste a really solid performance out of David Peterson.
Yeah, give Peterson credit. Peterson wasn't a problem.
Yeah, the bullpen kept the game close.
Familia's pitched well the last couple times.
And Lindor, let me say this about him. On the double play that ended the 7th inning, I love his fire.
Yeah, that was the unassisted double play.
Yeah.
And give them the credit. They have the shift on, line drive up the middle, makes a good play, dives for the bag. Yep.
It's not even the defensive play. I love his fire. I love the way he pumps up the pitching staff. I love his defense. Here's the problem, Francisco. You can't hit 210, okay? You can't. And you asked me this a week ago, and I hope you're happy.
What did I say?
You said, Evan, when do they start booing
When will
Francisco
they turn on him?
Lindor?
Right.
And my answer to you, if you remember, and you probably don't, was very soon. He has to hit. Despite the great defense, which I love, despite the fire, which I love, he is being paid an enormous amount of money. He has to hit or he's going to get booed. And it brings me back to one of the most embarrassing things Met fans ever did. They booed Mike Piazza. Now, you may say, why'd they boo Mike Piazza? He must have been struggling. He wasn't. He was hitting .330, but Met fans booed him. Because when they first acquired him, there were these unrealistic expectations for Mike. And it pissed me off that Met fans booed him. I'm not pissed off that Met fans are booing Francisco Lindor. I know it's only been 18 games. I get it. Is he probably going to turn it around? Of course he is. I think he's a hell of a player.
Yeah.
But I understand, Craig, and you do too, I'm sure, that when a guy is underperforming as badly as he is, Met fans are going to show their angst like they did against Michael Conforto and like they're going to do against everybody. Because, again, the offense is scoring a shade over 3 runs per game.
It's a tough team to watch right now. It's listen, same with the Yanks. We've talked so much more about the Yanks because of the records. The Mets are still half game up, I think, in first place, which is irrelevant because it's April, right?
Well, it's not really irrelevant, but okay.
They're 9-9. They're a boring offensive baseball team to watch. They don't get any hits at all, let alone clutch hits. And I asked you a week and a half ago, when will you turn on Lindor? The answer was last night. Last night was the first time for real
that Lindor
felt it,
Is booing turning?
When I say turn, I mean, giving him the business.
Oh, yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Look, Michael Conforto
there
got
was
booed.
a honeymoon period that he got, as he should have gotten.
Everyone's going to get.
But now that's over.
But Michael Conforto got booed a week into the season, days into the season. Like, the problem is right now, and it's very similar to the Yankees, it's the same damn discussion. It drives me nuts.
Yep.
They're not hitting as a team. Top to bottom, outside of J.D. Davis. J.D.'s off to a great start, so let me pull him to the side.
And Nimmo is too.
Brandon, when he was playing, now he's obviously got this hip issue. Nobody's hitting. Pete Alonso's had moments where he's looked good. He took an 0-for with 4 strikeouts yesterday. It was a disaster. Conforto's looked a lot better.
I think that's called the sombrero.
Golden sombrero.
The golden sombrero.
That's right.
Now, do they give you an actual sombrero in the locker room?
Yeah, they reward him for striking out 4 times.
Meredith Makarokovich and Steve Gelbs go into the locker room and say, hey, good news.
Yeah.
Here's your sombrero. Yes, it's golden.
Yeah.
Do they do that or not?
Meredith and Steve go up to Pete Alonso or Giancarlo and say, here's your sombrero because you sucked tonight and you struck out 4 times.
A regular sombrero is 3 strikeouts, right? The golden sombrero is 0 for 4 with 4 Ks.
Yes.
What happens if you go 0 for 5 with 5 Ks?
There's another, what's the 5th
There
one?
is something else,
yeah,
right?
there's another term for it.
Is it like the platinum sombrero? Anyway, so the Mets sucked last night, and they've sucked all year offensively.
They pitch well, though. I mean, that's the one thing I don't want to ignore.
Give credit for that.
You got a young guy in David Peterson who we're trying to figure out who he is. And let's face it, he's fighting for his rotation spot because once they get healthier, Craig, he's out of the rotation. And
maybe
he
shouldn't be, though.
Well, we'll see. We got a long way to go. But against a really good offensive team, he did a hell of a job.
Yeah.
He really did.
A lot of Red Sox fans there last night. If you were at the game, I imagine no one's going to call on that because it looked like Fenway last night.
It wasn't that bad.
And then you
what?
start chanting, Yankees suck, because the Red Sox fans that were happy they were winning and the Met fans that were there and miserable decide, well, we can agree on something.
Yeah.
We all hate the
And that,
Yankees.
let me tell you, Craig, I've been to many a Met Red Sox game. Some at Fenway, some at Shea, some at City.
Yeah.
That is a tradition in a Met Red Sox game to find common ground with a Yankee suck chant.
Well, there you go. Well, you found it, so you got that.
And you obviously can't rip it considering your fan base was chanting F Brooklyn a couple of days ago.
Well,
if we're being consistent.
I got no problem with it at all.
Okay.
I think it's great to live inside someone's head rent-free. I got no problem with it.
I agree, and I appreciate that you live in the head of the Brooklyn Nets.
Now, Yankees last night, before everyone gets all excited about, double-digit hits and all that stuff, I got to tell you, the Yankees embarrassed themselves last night again.
Really?
They did, yeah.
How's that? Because Aaron Judge is sore and he had to leave a game?
Well, for one, the Yankees should have scored 20 runs last night.
Yeah, they had a lot of opportunities.
No joke.
I agree.
And I know, and it's funny. This is why sometimes you look at what a guy did and just look at the raw numbers, and it doesn't really tell you what a guy did. And I'm going to take like DJ LeMahieu.
Because he didn't come through with a couple of guys on base.
Does not come through with guys on base.
Right.
Stanton's home run. Oh, wow. Nobody's on base.
Yeah, all of them were solo shots.
Right.
Judge,
exactly.
Higashioka, and Stanton.
So, yes, did they win the game 5-1? Yes. Is it great to win? Yes. Did they have, 13, 14 hits, whatever it was? Yes. Those are all positives. I don't want to take away from it. But the underlying story of the Yankees last night, well, let me give you the positive first. Kluber was great.
Yes, he was.
He was great. Best start as a Yankee. The bullpen, again, has been very consistent.
And let's get specific, Jonathan Loaisiga has been awesome.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
The bullpen as a whole has been great, but Jonathan Loaisiga, who they've asked a lot from this year, because everyone's roles expanded a little bit with Zach Britton being out, gets 4 outs. Remember, he got the save Saturday night.
That's right.
In the big Shane Bieber-Garrett Cole game. Loaisiga was awesome. So you're right. Kluber pitches into the 7th inning, which would have been a joke.
He was fantastic.
If you suggested Kluber's pitching into the 7th inning yesterday, we would have all laughed at you.
No, listen,
Great
I thought they were going to be 15 runs scored in last night's game.
10 by the Yankees.
Yeah, 10 by the Yankees.
How'd that
and by
go?
the way, the Yankees should have scored 10 runs.
That's not your excuse. They didn't score 10 runs.
They did not. Sorry, guys, got that one wrong. But not because they didn't have chances to.
No, they had chances.
And here's why sometimes a W masks warts. I came out of last night's game, happy the Yankees won, of course. Thrilled that Kluber looked pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Really, really good. That Loaisiga, really, really good.
Yep.
All that stuff's great. 15 hits, whatever it is. Fantastic. But there's still a problem scoring. And in addition to that, again last night, and I go, no one else is going to talk about it because they won the game. Why in the world is Giancarlo Stanton running home?
That's Phil Nevin.
When the
That's
ball's
the third
20 feet away from him.
Whoa.
Come
I agree
on.
with you. It was horrible.
Did we not learn
That's
from
on
the
the
night
third
before?
base coach who's sending him when Stanton's literally hitting third base as Austin Hayes has the ball. That was a terrible send. And it's okay to call out a coach every once in a while. I think overall he does a great job. I mean that.
And I love the fact that he's usually aggressive. So I'm
Me
with
too.
you.
Me too.
But Stanton ain't that fast.
And it's a bad send. It's just a bad send. And here's where I'll agree with you. Not ripping Stanton for it, because I don't agree with that part. But it does mask things when you win games sometimes, right? So because Corey Kluber was awesome, because Loizaga was great out of the bullpen, and because the Yankees scored enough runs. It was 5, but they
Do you
scored
not
enough
agree
runs.
they should have scored 9 or 10 legit?
They should have. No, I'm agreeing with you.
Okay, yeah.
The two things, and you're right about it, that make last night not feel like a breakout game. A win's a win, you should be happy, but I think that's what you're getting at. Last night didn't feel
No, it
like
didn't.
the breakout game you're waiting for. The breakout game you're waiting for is when you put up double-digit numbers, when you come through in every clutch situation, and you don't have a mistake on the base paths, even if it was done by a third base coach. Last night still lacked big hits. It still featured that base running call in a 4-0 game relatively early that made you scratch your head. And so I would agree with you, and hopefully I'm wrong. If you're a Yankee fan, they go out and win the next 2 games and win the series. It didn't feel like the breakout game you're waiting for.
It was frustrating.
And that's fair.
It was frustrating because, listen, at one point, the Orioles have the tying men on base and at the plate, because the Yankees didn't blow it open. So to me, glad they won, of course. Glad they racked up a bunch of hits. But it was frustrating because I'm waiting for the 12-run game,
Right.
the 10-run game.
No, I know you are.
The blowout
And
game.
last night-
And you didn't get it.
And last night, not just because of the opportunities you mentioned, you're facing a pitching staff led by Bruce Zimmerman, who they did fine against. They had 9 hits against them in 3 1/3, 3 2/3, but it just reeked of a game in which the Yankees were going to put up double-digit numbers.
Yeah.
That's why you said what you said yesterday, and it wasn't crazy, and it still hasn't happened. I think the other thing that would concern me, because it happens every other week, is something new with Aaron Judge.
Yeah, so Aaron Judge, who's 2 for 4 last night, makes a nice defensive play. He misjudged where the ball was, but he made a nice play and the ball hit to right center, about a couple feet away from the wall. So it looks great. Seems like he's swinging the bat well. He gets up late, strikes out, and then all of a sudden it's, where's Aaron Judge?
Well, he came out, and again, my initial thought was, I'm just giving him an inning off.
But that's not what it was.
But that's not what it was.
No. So after the strikeout, the question now is, did he hurt himself on the swing? He didn't get hurt in the field, obviously. He did hit a home run.
Mm-hmm.
He is swinging for the fences every damn swing.
He's actually played well recently,
Yes.
in fairness.
So where did Aaron Judge go? And then, of course, after the game, that's one of the first questions. And now we find out from Aaron Boone, who we'll talk to tomorrow on the show, as we always do. Well, Aaron Judge is sore, and I'm going to get him a day off here somewhere.
Yes.
Which to me means today.
Well, they
Don't
play
you
a
think?
day. Yeah. I was thinking about that. My gut says he doesn't play today, but they also have a day game tomorrow. I'd actually lean towards he doesn't play in either game. I'll take it a step further. Because the last time
Then
we
it's
heard...
something more serious.
Well, no.
Right?
Well...
Don't you think?
Do you remember last time, 2 weeks ago, the whole soreness
Yes.
thing?
Yeah, I was sitting here next to you, of
Okay,
course.
he ended up missing a couple of days.
Yeah.
It turned out to not be that serious because he came back on over the weekend and everything was fine. So if I had to guess right now, and it's a pure guess because Boone didn't tell us, I think he ends up missing a couple of days. What I think is going to rub Yankee fans the wrong way, and I guess I respect Aaron Boone being honest, is some of the reasons he gave for why he was
he
sore.
laughed at one of them, that he's been running around the bases a lot.
And that wasn't the one.
Which one?
The travel.
Oh, the travel?
The travel.
Come on.
What do we do? Everybody travels.
But they're not traveling like you and I travel.
Yeah.
They're traveling on like legitimate jets that are all theirs.
Yes.
Like he's not sitting next to a fat guy from Iowa, who's snoring the whole time next to him.
Right.
He's got his own section.
And literally every Major League Baseball player is traveling.
Baseball is about travel.
That's all it is.
Yeah. Travel.
Look, if he ends up not playing today, not playing tomorrow, and then everything's fine as they go play the Detroit Tigers, it's not the end of the world. If Judge is going to have these moments every few weeks where he misses a game or two, it's not the end of the world. But what it does is it puts that seed in your mind, that reminder that
Right.
Aaron Judge is not reliable when it comes to staying on the field.
Yeah, so you got that. So, yeah, I'm happy they won, but I'm going to keep it real. Very frustrating game to watch.
Here's the other thing. Let's face it. Let's call like it is. We have a new starting catcher with the New York Yankees.
Well,
I think Kyle's taking the job.
I'm going to do you one better than that. We
Yeah.
have a new starting catcher, and it's a deserved and earned job.
100%.
He should be the starting catcher. Had a couple more hits last night, and the home run, of course. Here's the issue, though. If we're going to do that behind the plate, then Frazier's got to come out of the lineup.
For whom? Gardner?
Gardner's got to play now. You know, they traded Tauchman, so he's not here anymore. Not that he's the answer.
Here's the difference.
The guy's two
There's a
for his
difference.
last 40.
No. Here's the difference. And tell me if you agree
What
with me
are
or
we
not.
doing?
And you may not agree with me because you like to take last year and say it doesn't count.
Go.
Gary Sanchez's struggles is a continuation.
I agree with you on that. I have
That's
no
the
problem with
difference. Clint Frazier's struggles are not a continuation. And so, like, for me, I've always been a Gary Sanchez supporter. The reason I've turned is because I watched a 60-game season where he stunk the entire year. We've watched the first 22, 23 games of this season, and he has stunk the entire year. And you can't continue to run out a guy who continues to hit 150, 160 and play subpar defense. There is a point, Craig, where you say, I don't care what a guy did 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I can't play him anymore. I just disagree with you about Clint because with Clint, it's just this season. You know what I mean?
He's batting 132.
I get it.
He's an automatic out now.
Gary Sanchez did it over a much longer period of time.
I don't think Frazier should play tonight. I really don't.
Has Brett Gardner earned the job? He's hitting 194.
That's my
Has
problem.
Kyle Higashioka earned the job?
Yes, he has.
Yes, he has.
Yes, my problem with Frazier is exactly what Evan just said. Gardner's had some moments, not much more than Frazier, but we have a better history with Gardner. But right now Frazier, I think it's two for his last 41. Evan,
It is, and it goes back.
It's ridiculously bad.
And Gardner too, by the way. It's not 2 for 41, but he's also in a massive slump. It goes back to something I said to you 2 weeks ago. And I'll bring it up again now that the Yankees cleared a roster spot. Not really, but they moved Mike Tauchman and got Wandy Peralta, lefty reliever, who's going to be in the minor leagues. It gives you that possibility of infusing youth from the alternate side, like Esteval Florial.
The guy you've been talking about,
Whether
right?
it's left field, as you're bringing up. I mentioned it as Aaron Hicks, who, by the way, took an 0 for 4 and is hitting 153. Let's not leave that out. You have a chance now because Tauchman's not here anymore. They've given up on him, if that's how you want to call it, getting
and
a
made
lefty
their
reliever
team
back.
slower in the process.
Yeah, well, they call up Tyler Wade, who's basically going to do what Tauchman
All
did.
right.
I don't think he's as good of a base runner. And I loved what I saw from Tauchman 2 years ago where I felt we still didn't know what Mike Tauchman was. I know what Tyler Wade is. But it does open up that possibility of if Clint Frazier, Brett Gardner, and Aaron Hicks are all not going to hit, okay, then maybe it's Estevan Florial. Maybe it's Miguel Andujar who's at the alternate side. He's not great defensively, but at least it can give someone else an opportunity to take those jobs.
Well, we got lots to do. Baseball, Met fans, where the hell were you last night? Yankee fans frustrated with the W. And at 4 o'clock today, Little Nitro is here. We had to jump through hoops to make this happen because the lawyers got involved. We have an EMT showing up. We've got ice cream. We've got milk. And Evan Roberts is going to join the Little Nitro 5-minute challenge. He's going to chew the gummy bear. He's going to swallow the gummy bear. And then the clock is going to start. Can he make it 5 minutes without milk or ice cream?
Hold on a second.
Dun, 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 dun,
I am a man.
dun, 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 dun.
I'm a man of my word, and obviously I'll have the Little Nitro gummy bear. But for you now, all of a sudden, to say, I got to wait 5 minutes?
Well, that's what it says here on the label.
Yeah, I never agreed to that.
Little Nitro challenge.
As soon as it's too hot, as soon as I deem, you know what? I want my ice cream, my mint chocolate chip ice cream, which I requested.
Well, chocolate chip is here.
Where's the mint?
The mint has not been procured, but the chocolate chip is here.
What are we doing?
He went to Baskin Robbins, the home of the mint chocolate chip, and they only had chocolate chip.
Boy,
which I find hard to believe.
You guys are failing me.
Dude, I sent Big Mac to the ice cream store. You think he messed that up? Come on. You're lucky there's any ice cream left.
Listen,
I didn't go to the corner store. I went to the land of, 31 flavors.
That's right.
That wasn't one of them. What do you want me to tell you?
I make
his fault.
simple. I'm not blaming anybody. I make simple requests. And one of my requests
I'll get your mint
was
chocolate chip on Grubhub. I'll make sure it's here. Don't worry, all right?
Okay, thank you.
Save the chocolate chip for me, if there's any left.
Why? Because you're going to have a little nitro too?
I'm not eating the nitro.
Why? We've got 2 of them here.
Because I told you, I only make smart life decisions now. It's a change from my past, Evan. Not that what you're doing is stupid. It's for the show. Therefore, it's fantastic.
Plus, I like hot, spicy foods. I may have a good time eating my little nitro.
So anyway, that is coming up at 4 o'clock. We're very excited. We'll get all your phone calls as well. 877-337-6666. Luis Rojas will join us at 5 o'clock. Talk about what it's like hearing his best player get booed in his own building. And the Knicks are back in action tonight. And let me just say it here so I don't have to spend too much time on it. The Brooklyn Nets made the playoffs. Okay, great.
You're congratulating us? Thank you.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it, man.
You're in the postseason. A New York team is now eligible for a championship.
First team in the Eastern Conference to clinch.
Congratulations.
All the stars barely play. How did the little Nets get to 42-20?
Okay.
How did it happen?
Can't believe you lost 20
The
games.
little engine that could.
No, that's the Knicks, sir.
No, that's the Nets.
No,
they never have their stars. They're always hurt.
You're stealing my line for the Knicks for the Nets now?
How did the Nets get to 42-20? How did it happen? Harden barely plays. Durant barely plays. How did the little engine that could get to where they are? The answer?
Shouldn't have brought it up.
Joe Harris, Bruce Brown, Blake Griffin. I like him. Leaves it all on the floor every night.
I wish I hadn't done it.
You
but
did it. Congratulations to our Brooklyn Nets playoff team for the third straight season.